So, as you guys know, I'm quite bullish on Bitcoin for 2022. And despite this period of underperformance during the middle of a bull run, I do think that we could hit at least 150K by around June or July or August this year. So, basically, I just want to show you guys periods of underperformance or when the market just stays flat happens all the time, even during bull markets. So, this is Ethereum 2016, did pretty much nothing for a year. This little wedge here in 2017, the Ethereum was in this wedge for around 8 months. So this is really nothing new. And keep in mind that it doesn't take really a long time for Bitcoin to go at least 3x. So let me just show you guys something really quick. So over here, the price was around, let's say 100. Yeah, you can see right here on the right side, it's around $167. And during a period of even less than a month, you see the price can go from $167 to $1,000 per Bitcoin within a month. And if you go over to this market cycle, you see something pretty similar. So you got October over here. Price of a Bitcoin was around $5,000-ish, $4,800. And you see that within a period of, so October, November, December, so around between 2 and 3 months, the price of Bitcoin tripled or more than quadrupled, like tripled, 3x, 4x. And so despite the poor performance of Bitcoin, things can move very, very, very quickly. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will get caught off guard when, if, I don't want to say with certainty, but if we get above this previous all-time high, that's when retail, that's when people who's been sitting in the sidelines, they're going to come back into the market, and that's when FOMO is going to hit. So, I honestly have zero idea if we're going to go back down over here and test the support, or if we're going to get lower. I don't really know, and I don't really care necessarily, because I know it takes maybe 3 or 4 months for Bitcoin to really start moving, or that's the only amount of time it takes for Bitcoin to really, really make big moves. And I just wanted, before I go, I want to show some things that could get in the way of that, and that's pretty much the stock market. So I've shown in a previous video that there are many times when the stock market and Bitcoin fall or pulls back at the same time. So these yellow boxes, they represent the same period, the same date. So this one's November 8th, this one's December 6th. It's the same period, November 8th, December 6th. And these are all the times that they went down at the same time. So I'm not necessarily trying to say that when the stock market pulls back, Bitcoin has to pull back, or whenever Bitcoin pulls back, the stock market has to pull back. That's not the case at all. There are times when they don't necessarily pull back together. But there is a high probability now that since the Federal Reserve wants to raise rates, that could start putting some pressure on the stock market. And so let me pull up this little thing for you guys, Fed funds, and you guys could do this too on your own trading view. So new price scale over here. So basically this is the interest rates that the Fed has, and the last notable example of this was back in 2018. So this the Fed started to raise rates over here, and people were worried it's going to cause a stock market crash. And they started around October of 2015. And it wasn't really until around 2 years and a couple months later that the equity market really started to feel it. So this was the first little pullback. This was I forget sometimes. This was a 13% correction. And over here, this was a 20% correction. And so you see the stock market started to pull back once rates got high enough. So now the question, which is really impossible to answer, is how far high do the rates have to go before the stock market starts going down a lot? And it's not going to go down immediately as soon as we start raising rates a little, probably not. But what the stock market does and the volatility it produces and the fear it produces will likely bleed into Bitcoin. So even though I am bullish for all of 2022, and even though I think that we're going to get some kind of breakout of this underperformance period, I do think we're going to have these little setbacks more often than usual because of the stock market volatility, if it does happen. So these are just risks that I want to keep in mind, and I want to convey to you guys. And yeah, that's just what I want to talk about. So if you like the video, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.